The room is quite full, and I can see quite a few people standing at the back. So I'm now going to move very, very quickly over to the formal part of the meeting. The agenda is in front of you up there on the screen, and we'll run through the agenda now. Do we have any apologies for absence?
Yes. Sorry, it's Amasidou and from the leader, Heston.
Yes, one apologies from Councillor Supir Dhariwal. Thank you.
Did you get that, Alexa?
Councillor Aksa Ahmed.
Yeah, we've got that. Thank you. Thank you. Any declaration of interest or any other communications from members? Okay, nothing. I do have one item that may be of interest to the residents present this evening. It's a leaflet drafted by the Heston Action Group, who are very, very active in our community. They have something called their Spring Festival. Chaps in the left-hand side. So that's on Sunday, the 24th of March, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Community activities like seed swaps, planting sales, workshops, and talks on how to be environmentally friendly and grow things. So if you wish to have that particular Sunday afternoon penciled in your diaries, that would be no bad thing. The second item on the agenda is Heston in the Loop, and do we have a project update from Joanna Lima? Okay, Joanna, over to you.
Hi everyone, good evening. About a year ago, we were here to talk about Heston in the Loop. I hope by now most people know what has happened. But today we're here just to celebrate and to tell you a little bit what has happened in a year and how you can get engaged even more. So I'll try to be short. Basically, we started this idea. Most of you will recognize that one of the biggest problems nowadays is the consumption that we have and the amount of waste we throw, right? We all complain how dirty our streets are, how things are expensive, how things don't last long. So the whole idea is, with Heston in the Loop, is we want to transform the relationship that people have with stuff. We want to help people to reduce waste, to repair, to recycle, but we want to do that by creating a community, a sense of community. For any place to change, it takes a whole community, right? Everyone needs to take their part with it. So the approach is, this is Heston, more or less, right? And a neighborhood is made of businesses, it's made of citizens, of schools, of community groups. We've got here Hug, See Change, and this is how we make change, by everyone getting together and working together. And that's the loop. So if we think about Heston in the Loop, everything is interconnected. So for this project, we have managed to engage 21 partners from different parts of London even, who came here to work with us to bring different solutions and ideas for everyone to benefit from. We have set up a web page that is more or less what's happening in Heston. So all of those pins there is something happening that will help you to save money. It will help you to reduce waste. It will help you to repair things. It will help us to have a better place to live. And I invite every one of you to access the web page. The way that we've broken this down, so we want to help people to share things. So there are different apps, platforms that help us to share things that we don't want anymore, but that will be useful for other people. We are connecting charities with businesses. We are helping people connecting with people. And this is all of it's about sharing stuff that we don't want anymore, and we avoid waste. So you will see there is oleo, there's fairies, a good thing, too good to go, all different ways of sharing things. To reduce, we have partnered up with organizations such as Kitsch, Eco Refill, City. So a lot of people will have a coffee and have a disposable cup. We're encouraging people to use refillable cups, refillable bottles, and avoid unnecessary waste. But we're working with schools as well so that kids learn from early on to reduce plastic, and we're working with parents, helping people to sell, rent, or buy second-hand stuff, helping to reduce waste even by growing things and reusing things in a community garden. So there's various ways, businesses, to offer a refill option. We're helping people to recycle, so there are recycling points here for candle, for instance. Who knew you can recycle candle, the glass, and etc. The hair salons in Heston, they have been working with us to reduce hair, foil, all those things that can be recycled. We've partnered up with them. So go there and support your local business. And you will have seen also there's been some improvement in the infrastructure. So you must have been more bins, textiles, electronics, more opportunity for you to dispose better of the things that you consume. In the past 1 year, we've had amazing repair cafe events. A lot of people coming together, different items, bikes, electronics, vacuums, toasters, so many things have been repaired. And we really encourage people to do that more and more. You must have seen loads of the campaigns outside, again, encouraging people and the different part of the borough. So we're really celebrating people coming together and making change. This is just one of the numbers that I wanted to show to you. In this place, we've had every month a repair cafe. And over the 1 year, we've had about 250 people who attended, who came together, who offered their repairing skills and helped people to avoid waste and to keep things going for longer. Now, remember the first image that I showed you at the beginning? This is what we've accomplished in 1 year. We've got 21 businesses that have embedded something new. Nearly 300 bags of food that has been saved from going to waste. 6 schools are now offering repairing to kids, recycling, refill. We've got more than 200 items being repaired. More than 100 events that have taken place over the 1 year. More than 40 people have volunteered their time, their skills, their willingness to hope to work with the community. And we've really made strong relationships with the community groups. More than 10 working opportunities were created. And we're trying to do that even more. So what can you do? The message here, we would really like to invite you to come on board, discuss, help us to get more the message with the businesses, help us to talk to them and help them to make that change that we want to see in Heston. Talk to the local groups, see if there is something for you that you can do, that you can participate. Follow us on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, there's the webpage as well, so you can find what is there for you. Use those apps, Ferries, Oleo, Kitsch, Too Good To Go. They're all apps that are there to help you save money, help the community, and help the environment. And this is just the beginning of something. As I said, HUG is here, Heston Repair Cafe is here, Sea Change. We've worked with them along this year. And if we have time, do we have some time? I would really like to invite Tas. Would you like to come here, just say a few words about the experience here? Sat. And then Phil, just come here. Just a quick message to everyone, if you want to, about how has been this 1 year working together.
Well, thank you very much. I'm Taz Verdi. I'm from Sea Change. It's been an absolute privilege, actually, to work on this program, the Heston in the Loop. I think one of the best things about it, really, is you've got to connect with people, businesses, schools, other community groups, seeing the great work that's happening in our community. But mostly all, it's about spreading the word and trying to encourage people. As we all know, it's very hard to sometimes change habits. And I think one person at a time has been, I've seen good successes from Freya over there, hiding in the corner there, has been out and about, making those connections, approaching people randomly in shops, in the centres and the streets, to really encourage people to make a change. And I think it's been a very good venture. I think it's been an excellent project from the council, and hopefully a project that can be replicated and get more people involved. It's still, like all projects in the community, it takes time for everybody to get to know what's happening. So coming to places like forums, popping into other groups is the only way to get the word out. But the main way to get the word out really is from you guys. Because you guys, from word of mouth, is the only way to make our community a stronger and greener and safer and happier place. But I think saying all that, I'll pass it on to our next partner, who probably talk a little bit more sense than me. So let's pass it on.
Thank you, Taz. Thank you. So we're all in lots of different WhatsApp groups where we whinge a lot, right? But basically, when we whinge, we don't actually make any progress. But we need like individuals like Taz and others, Navdeep and others, to actually come forward and say, let's make a change in our own areas. And that's what we tried to do with Heston Repair Cafe. We went to the council and said we'd like to do a repair cafe. We want to see less stuff that's thrown away, because many of the things that we throw away are actually still very usable. It just needs a small tweak and a small improvement and a small repair. And we went to the council and they said, actually, we'd love this as part of Heston in the Loop. We've got further because of that, because we've had funding, we've had connections, we've had space, we've had marketing and communications that people get here. And look at the numbers of the people that have come along. 222 users came over the last 8 sessions, bringing 290 items, of which about 200 were fixed, so not everything can be fixed. A lot of them were, clothes were fixed very well, bicycles, tools, devices, appliances, and the last thing that we just started was tools sharpening, so garden equipment. So now what are we going to do next? We need to go to the next series of Repair Cafe. We just finished the last episode. The next series depends on getting volunteers like yourselves to come forward to help with admin, to help with repair, organization, all of that stuff. And also we need to get some funding as well. And we may consider what other spaces we can do and what other things we can repair. So ideas and action is what we need. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Philip Rosser. I'm the chair of the Heston Action Group. I'm here with my colleagues from the committee. Also in the audience, Seamus, Kamala, Tom, Brian. They're all representative here. And I want to pick up on this theme of community, because I think that's what we're trying to do. The essence of what we're trying to do in Heston Action Group is develop a sense of community. We all live and we all belong within the Heston environment. And what we started our mission, if you like, to green and clean Heston. And we carry on, we continue to do that. And we had litter picking just last weekend in cooperation with Cranford Action Group. And we have regular events like that. But our centerpiece is our community garden, inspired by Nav's wife, Ma, to develop a space within Sutton playing fields. And we've been doing that for more than a year. We've been doing that for nearly 3 or 4 years now, 2018. My math isn't correct, but it's a longish time now. Thank you, 6. What we're trying to do is epitomize the way in which the community can come together to do something which unites us all. We're not worried about race, we're not worried about religion, we're not worried about personalities, we're concerned about the environment in which we live in. And we think that theme unites us all. And that's what we want to encourage. We want to encourage you to come on Sunday. I'll give you a leaflet as you leave the auditorium later today. But that thing is for you to come to the festival. It's part of our West London Tree Hub, money provided to us by the Mayor of London, based upon money also that the council has given to us over the years, for which we are very grateful. But the community garden is about mirroring the coming together, the joining together, the cooperation around the theme of making things greener. And illustrating also what you can do with your green space. One of the things that we're particularly interested in is to green the grey. We're encouraging the council, which is already doing this stuff anyway, to take some space, some paving space within Heston and turn it into a mini garden to make it more attractive. We put some planters around Heston to make that a bit more attractive. So the other thing within that context, we want to encourage you to think about how to have a bit of space in your front garden, not just for your car, an important thing, you need space for your car, but have a bit of space for some greenery. Put a few pots out, leave a border, leave a small tree, do something which is encouraging. Every individual can contribute to greening Heston, and of course, by extension, contributing to the climate action, the climate issues that we've got worldwide. Thank you very much. Sorry, I went on too long.
Thank you very much for that presentation, Joanna, and thank you to the volunteer organisations who are working with the local councillors to make our area. Moving on to the agenda item number 3 now. I've got a presentation from Matthew regarding the Area Forum Action Tracker. Those of you that have been to previous meetings would have known that the council is trying to improve the manner in which Area Forum meetings are conducted to make sure that issues that you bring to our attention are addressed and not just brushed underneath the carpet. So this is a way the council is trying to make it a little bit more transparent and to keep the issues on the agenda until they are resolved fairly and amicably by the council. So I'm going to hand it over to Matthew now to give you an overview of the action tracker and some of the issues that we've had brought to us to date and the actions that the council is looking to take. Matthew, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. My name is Matthew Curtis. I'm the Community Development Officer for the Heston and Cranford wards. And as part of my role, I work alongside the Chair to organise the area forums. And as the Chair said, I'm here today to introduce you to the Area Forum Action Tracker. So over the past year, we've been collecting feedback from residents on how we can improve our area forums. And there's been a lot of mention about how we improving the way that we monitor and feedback on issues that are raised during the meetings. And so we're hoping that this action tracker will go some way to addressing that. I do want to stress that this is just the first iteration, and so we would welcome any suggestions, any feedback on how we can improve that feedback loop moving forward. As I say, the action tracker is a way of ensuring that when issues are raised at an area forum, these are monitored and followed up in a timely manner. And residents and councillors can request progress updates at any time on specific items that were raised at the area forums by contacting the email address. By contacting the email address on the screen there, that's community.development@hounslow.gov.uk. This will be a live document that's updated from forum to forum. We're not certain yet where it will sit, most likely on the council's area forum webpage. So I'll show you what the action tracker looks like currently, and I'll quickly run you through the updates from the last meeting. So that's what it looks like currently. Not the most visually appealing, I'll admit. So at the last meeting, the issue of dumped line bikes was brought up. I just thought it was worth reiterating here that the advice that we received from the transport team is that residents report any inappropriately parked bikes via the email to support@li.me, in the first instance, they will be best placed to respond to any concerns. This email address is monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With regards to e-bike parking bays, this scheme is still in a trial period until the end of May to assess their practicality before a decision is made as to whether we remove them or make them permanent. And any feedback on the parking bay locations can be submitted to traffic@hounslow.gov.uk. There is no permanent decision has been made yet, so there's no reason why a location couldn't be changed or moved elsewhere. Another matter that was raised at the last area forum was the lack of children's playground, children's play facilities on the Brabazon estate. So since that meeting, I've had conversations with the council's housing and parks team about exploring the location in the centre of the estate, the open space, the field there. Very early conversations, but again, we're doing some work now to explore the feasibility of that location, and we're also looking into the possibility of funding that project through the Thriving Communities Fund capital grant. But I should say that as this is public land, of course we would be looking to conduct a wider consultation before any sort of decision is made. But rest assured, we are looking into that. Another issue that was raised. Oh, sorry, everyone. Yeah. Sorry about that. Another issue that was raised at the last area forum was to do with the installation of fire doors at Crane Lodge Road Estate and the Redwood Estate in Cranford. Residents were informed around 2 years ago that these would be installed, but the works are still yet to be completed. We've had a response from Ibrahim Zahid, who is the Assistant Manager for Housing and Tenancy Services, who said the London Borough of Hounslow have instructed a contractor to assist with the installation of these fire doors. They're still in the early stages, the design stages, and are looking to be rolled out across all tower blocks. I've also had an email from Saz Sadiq, who's the Housing Property Project Manager, who has contacted the contractor again today to request an update on the status of that installation. I propose, Chair, that we carry this item over to the next area forum. If you do have any queries in the meantime about the installation of fire doors on those two estates, residents can contact their housing and tenancy officers or the resident liaison officer at Kia, who is the company responsible for installing the fire doors. If there are any residents here from the Redwood or Crane Lodge Road estates in the audience today, please do come and find me, and I can give you their contact details or help you follow that up. Another issue that was raised at the last area forum meeting was the issue of fly tipping in the alleyway off De Havilland Road. Housing officers have previously cleared the identified area, and the Estate Improvement Officer for Heston West Ward actually visited the area again today. Unfortunately, he found that the locks have been compromised and more rubbish has been dumped. So as a result, the housing team are now looking into measures to permanently close the gate, preventing any vehicles from accessing that alleyway in the future. Again, I propose we carry this item over to the next meeting. Another issue that was raised at the last area forum meeting was regarding the grit bin service for flats above shops. This was reported to be inadequate for the volume of waste currently being produced. Concerns were also raised that older HMOs, houses of multiple occupation, are not being assessed for the volume and frequency of waste collections required. We've had a response from Hounslow Highways, who stated that the council's ward improvement team manage the council's grit bin service, and any issues regarding HMOs or flats above shops not having adequate bin allocation and increased frequency of waste collection would be investigated by this team. The ward improvement team confirmed that there are plans in place to expand existing provision for HMOs. However, this has been delayed due to supply issues. Currently, grit bins are emptied twice weekly, and residents are provided with bags quarterly. Cleaning the bins is done twice yearly. The last clean took place between November and December last year. I I do believe this issue was raised by a member of Heston Action Group, and I would be happy to arrange a meeting with you and the Ward Improvement Officer for this area to discuss this, look into this issue further. So happy to note that down as an action. The junction, the Parkway Junction, A312 Highway, High Street in Cranford, this was raised at the last meeting. I know this is a historic ongoing issue. Residents described this road, this junction, sorry, is very dangerous for drivers trying to negotiate from the High Street towards Feltham, and the arrows need to be refreshed on the road surface to aid drivers' positioning. We have received a response from Transport of London, who confirmed that they have refreshed the directional arrows in January of this year. I think it was late January, so after the previous meeting took place. And we will continue to monitor that because I know that is quite a historic ongoing issue. And then finally, we are still waiting for a response on this one, but residents raised concerns about car accidents on Heston Road due to speeding and suggested the introduction of some potential traffic calming measures on the approach to Heston Village. As I say, we are still waiting on a response to this issue. I'm sorry about that, but we'll make sure this item is carried over to the next area forum, and we'll continue to chase officers for a response in the meantime. And I believe that's everything. Yes, I'll just go back to the first slide quickly. So again, this is just the first iteration. We really would welcome your thoughts, any suggestions for items that could be added to the action tracker, or how we can go about improving the way that we monitor and report back on these issues as they are raised at area forums, and happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Matthew, for that. Before I open it out to the residents, do any councillors have any views or on the action tracker? Amrit?
Thank you, Matthew. You're doing a very sterling job. Okay. Right. Thank you, madam. Okay. Well, but I was going to say that you're doing a sterling job with both your arms and your legs tied behind your back. Because in real essence, the local authority is taking the residents for mugs, because we used to have Heston and Cranford area forum every month or every 6 weeks. Now it's every quarter. So what you're seeing there is already 3 months behind. So if you've got a problem today, it'd be 3 months from now before you get a resolution, and even then it might be, it's still going to be brought to the next one. So the issue really for me is that we've been done by a sleight of hand, because we should have had more engagement, because that's what the Local Government Act says, have more engagement with the community. But in fact, we're having less engagement because this is happening every quarter, and we're getting a tracker, which is great, but not so great if you've got a problem today and it's time loaded and you need to have a resolution within 5, 10, 15, 20 days. You can't wait 90 days plus. This is the utter ludicrousy, right, of the local authority, especially this Labour authority. So I welcome the tracker, but I don't welcome the disengagement and the time gap that is happening, right? And it's very telling. The leader is missing. He's almost always missing. And the reality is...
Amrit,
no,
could I please ask you about your views on the action tracker?
I'm
Nothing else.
No, hang on. Don't shut me down, Chair. Right? Yeah, don't shut me down, because I'm speaking to the tracker. I'm also speaking about lack of community engagement, which is what this tracker is all supposed to be about. What are the views here? Yeah?
Amrit,
no,
the points that you made.
No. And right. So look,
the points you raised about the community engagement.
I need to finish what I'm saying. No, I don't want you to cut me off, Chair. right?
Okay,
With
finish off
respect,
what you're
yeah?
saying.
Right. So it's very telling that the leader's not here. But when he wants your vote, he's on your doorstep, right? He should be here because a lot of the questions, some of the members here can't answer because they don't have the authority. The person that sought election as a leader and wants to be leader, he's missing in action, and the answers reside with him. So we need to call into question, where is he? We need the leader. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Do any other councillors have anything else to say? Right, in the absence of any other Councillor Gurwal.
Thank you, Chair. Councillor Vikram Gurwal from Cranford Ward. I appreciate the point about the tracker and maybe, Matthew, a way to improve engagement and also the timeliness of responses on this tracker is to have a live version on our website. That would help our residents with access to it and you providing timely updates, not on a quarterly basis, but more regularly. So I appreciate what Councillor Mann is saying. And residents do require responses within 5, 10, 15 business days, not every quarter. So we appreciate that. I think this tracker is a wonderful idea. Thank you to the officers for bringing it in. If we had a live tracker that our residents can look at, we can be more accountable to them on these items. And also we can follow up accordingly with you as well.
Yeah, thank you for that suggestion, Councillor Greywell. So the intention is that this will be a live document. It will sit on the Area Forum webpage on the Council's website. And as I mentioned on the first slide, you don't have to wait until the next Area Forum. You can email us at community.development@hounslow.gov.uk any time from now until the next Area Forum, and we can again review what's on that action tracker and ensure that follow-up process is ongoing. Okay.
Okay, I will take just a couple from the floor, so I'll take the gentleman on the left there first, please. If I may just remind you, just quick fire questions about the action tracker, because you may then be curtailing the time that we have in the open forum.
I just wanted to say two things. One, I think it's important that this area forum is not used as some sort of a platform for any infighting within the council. So if we could stick to issues that actually concern the community rather than councillors. The second thing is the tracker is a fantastic step forward. On the note of the accidents on Heston Road, there has been another accident just last week, which is quite serious. And we still have lights out from the other accident at the beginning of January or the end of December, whichever it was. So if we could try and focus on getting the lights fixed as well, that would be appreciated. Thank you.
If you could just speak, go ahead. Go ahead, please go ahead.
I just want to say, because you didn't introduce yourself, I don't know who you are, but thank you for conducting the meeting well, because it's never happened before. Because I don't know who you are, sorry. And I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I was here the meeting before, and I got cut off by that councillor there. And I told him I've got reasonable adjustments. He just cut me off and gave me a dirty look, and I don't think that's right. Ghazala, I met last time in October. My other street people we're from Cranford. We asked, when did you come here last? She said, we came to your area when it's voting time. And I said, well, that's standard anyway, because no one does it. She said she'll come the following week. She never turned up. We're now in March, which is 9 months later. Same thing as Davina and the councillor before that. What is the point of just coming on voting days, yeah? You've got to be there for your community and help your community. We don't need the councillors otherwise. We can fight our own battles. I went to Transport of London. I got the travel lodge done, you know, like the gate thing done, everything by myself. I didn't need anyone's help because people want credit for the work that we do. Ghazala should have turned up. It's 9 months down the line. No one's turned up. And this is why when you spoke and said, can I just say about you, sorry, I'm going to talk because I've got passion and I care. It's not just about getting wages for the councillors, it's about the community. We're here to help you and work with you, but none of the council even respond to emails, not even your complaints department, and it's really, really bad. So how can you expect people, and that's why I will go with, I don't know, sorry, Mr. Mann, is it? Councillor Mann, sorry. I agree with him, because you know what, when people speak the truth, nobody wants to listen to them because we're truthful, and they raise their eyebrows, they talk bitchy about us because we speak the truth with honest integrity. Otherwise, God give me further cancer, because none of your councillors, they speak, but they never do anything. Divina, you gave a job to, you gave her money from hard-working people who do double shifts, and you pay a council money. For what reason? Give it back to the council to help the community, because all of you are customers, you all live in a borough. And how would you feel if, you don't get the support that you need? Harleen is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, when you call her, she calls back. When you want to do something, she actually covers all of you in one. And she's absolutely, and I didn't know Mr.
Right,
Mann until now.
I really do feel the passion that you're coming with, and you will have the opportunity to talk later in the open forum. But I really need to move on with the agenda. There are a number of other people who want to talk. Can you please take the mic from
but
her?
you're dismissing me.
Please hand them.
You can't answer the question. Why you did? This is what you did in the other meeting.
Please hand the mic to the gentleman.
But you're not. It's just you don't care, innit? It's a simple thing. Matthew, well done for doing a fantastic job in Maria. You guys spoke brilliantly in Taz. On a positive note, because they're just going to shut you down because they don't care.
Okay, we're in danger of allowing this agenda item to flow. Residents, we are in danger of... Okay, I'm going to allow the gentleman on the right there to have a viewpoint on the action tracker, and then we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda. So please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Brian Smith, a proud member of HAG and also of the Repair Cafe. Chair, at the last area forum, I brought to your attention the question of nitrous oxide and the cylinders that we find around this area in particular. Could I actually ask for that to be added to the action tracker? And can I ask what you've actually done with regard to that since the last time we met? Thank you.
I do recall the issue regarding those gas canisters being brought up at a previous meeting of the area forum. I think we have some minutes to that effect, and those minutes will have to be dragged out and looked at as to what has happened. And I will ask Matthew to, if you can, either we take down your details to respond to you directly, or we actually get this issue on the action tracker as well, because it did come up and it raised a lot of eyebrows in terms of residents about antisocial behavior and so forth. So I think it may have slipped off the radar.
Was there a particular location, sir? Sorry.
Since the last area forum, in fact, I've been away for 2 months, but since then, I've actually been collecting these and hope to be delivering them to Spaceway to get rid of them next week. So I've actually had 20 collected in this area, and it's only the west of Hounslow where you're actually finding these things. Thank you very kindly.
I did say that the gentleman will be the last person to speak on this agenda item, but there's a gentleman on the bottom left-hand corner. He has had his hand up for quite some time, so I'm going to allow him to speak on the action tracker, sir. Make it brief as you can.
Good evening. It's not about the tracker at all. It's the absence of our leader, council leader. It happens too regular. And although he did in your apologies, the name was mentioned, I don't accept his absence.
Thank you for making that very, very brief. I do appreciate that. I did ask you about the action tracker, but you've chosen to talk about something totally different. But for everybody present here, the leader of the council has a very, very hectic schedule, and he has it is normal practice for councillors, regardless of their positions, to give their apologies for meetings if they are unable to attend. So he has followed the due process for giving his apologies, and I have accepted his apologies. Right, moving on to the next item on the agenda. Moving on to the next part of the council agenda, which is the open forum, and you'll have opportunity to talk about the concerns that you want to bring to our attention. May I remind members and residents present that tonight's meeting is being recorded on YouTube, so please try not to divulge too much personal information about yourselves. So try not to divulge too much personal information with the issue that you want to bring to our attention. Just let it settle down.
We can, that's what we're saying here. Otherwise we wouldn't say it.
Right. If you have any questions for myself or the councillors present on any issues in Heston and Cranford that you want to bring to the attention of us and the council, you can put your hands up and I'll take the hands as they go up. Can I also remind you that if you have any personal issues regarding personal circumstances, those are best discussed with the local councillors who represent you. So if you have any specific issues pertinent to yourselves, I would suggest that you take this matter up with your local councillors who are present here. We have councillors present from all the wards in Heston and Cranford, so there should be no problem addressing your concerns. Now, right, I've got some gentlemen at the far back in the... Yes, by all means, yeah. Go ahead.
Who is the councillor, right, who's representing Hounslow in Parliament?
There are no councillors that represent Hounslow in Parliament. We have two MPs that represent the London Borough of Hounslow in Parliament, and that's Ruth Cadbury and Seema Malhotra.
Right, and there's a second question I'm going to ask. Right, with this council tax, right, is terrible because on Monday I got my council tax letter through, and it's phenomenal. Because I've got it here now. Because, well, when I did get it, right, I turned around and said to my missus, and I will not swear, right? Yeah, sorry. The first payment, right, is 152, right, and I cannot afford that. And the second 9, right, is 156. Now, if you can afford it, you pay it, because I'm not. Because every time letters like this come through my door, right, I'm dreading it. I'm actually dreading it. That's why I said to my missus tonight, I told her, I said, don't come. I said, because there's going to be trouble, in which there's not.
Okay, I think I get the the gist of your question. So if you would just let the officer know your address details, and we will make sure that this evening you speak to the relevant councillor where you live, and they will look into the matter regarding the council tax for you. Please, if you can take your seat. Gentleman on the left there.
Hello. I have an inquiry about the Heston doctor's practice on Cranford Lane. Going back a couple of years ago, there was a proposal to redevelop it and improve the GP services for residents in Heston. We've had a lot of population growth, and I know that it's oversubscribed. I just wanted to try and resurrect the plans for the redevelopment of Heston GP services, and if that could be put onto the tracker, because it seems to have gone quiet.
No, that's a very, very suitable question to be asking about the public services that are provided by our NHS partners, bearing in mind the demographic profile of the area changing very, very quickly. And I think we will add that with Council's agreement on the tracker to look into that development, how it affects our area and the capacity that it has. If the mic can go to the gentleman in the bottom right-hand corner, please.
The council is stealing from that poor old man. It's disgusting.
Okay. Hello, I'm not used to speaking in public like this. It's a simple question about pest control in Heston in general. On my road where I live, just down the road from Mr. Mann, we've had 5 cars where rats are coming and chewed up wires and things. Myself, I'm having to pay over £1,400 for replacement of this. It's not coming from my property, it's coming from the parks around. Yes, I just want to find out what is the council doing about this? Because I'm seeing more and more.
Okay, thank you. I got the gist of the question. So you've raised an issue regarding pest control with the gentleman says that on Crosslands Avenue? Crosslands Avenue,
Fern Lane, Heston Alley.
And you've raised the issue with Councillor Mann, did you say?
I tried texting him, but it wouldn't go through.
Okay, not to worry. Then if after this meeting you either speak to myself or Councillor Mann, we'll take care of that for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because there's a lot of cars.
No, make sure you see us after the meeting. So any specific issues like that, we're more than willing to pick them up on residents' behalfs, yeah? Okay. I've got two hands at the back there. I think they've been up for quite a while. So,
Chair, thank you very much. My question is in 2 parts. Number 1 is, since we got leader from Heston in Cranford, residents are expecting because Heston and Cranford are always underdeveloped for the last many, many years compared to the Brentford and Isleworth. What's the plan for Heston and Cranford development and funding for near future? The second part is, the question is about rectory farm. If you may remember, for the last 10 years ago, there was planning permission was granted for rectory farm to develop a park and so on. It was 10-year project. And any update since the park, when we give planning permission, it was taken to the court. What is the updated current one and in that situation? Because there are a lot of negative activities going on in the rectory farm. I'll appreciate if there is any update on that.
okay, thank you very much for those 2 questions, and we will put that on the agenda for the next meeting for an explanation on the utilization of Rectory Farm and any planning and developments that are going to take place in Heston and Cranford.
Sorry, Chair. He's also asked in his first question, I understand, which is to do with the investment into Heston and Cranford. Is that correct?
Heston and Cranford.
Sure. Okay. Look, if Chair, if you let me, this is something that I've been arguing for as many years as I can remember, because Feltham and Heston have large areas which are very deprived. Hanworth is one, which is one of the most deprived areas in Europe, never mind Hounslow. So there's been a lack of investment, and I was accused of taking it personally when I was having a go at the leader, but actually it's not the case, because what I was just trying to say was that we should be having more community engagement, and we're not having it. We're actually having less of it. Now, when the leader was chosen, I went up along with Councillor Lal and Councillor Aksa Ahmed, and we asked him to make those investments in New Heston and Cranford, because we've not had a leader from Heston and Cranford for very many years. But whatever happens, there is still no investment. I can give you an example. A tree outside my house, I reported it 6 years ago that it died. It died because the people from Hounslow Highway sit on their mowers and they mow the grass, but they take away the bark at the bottom. So the tree eventually dies. So it died. I reported it in once, twice, thrice. Nothing happened. It only got changed to a new tree this Monday. Right? Now, when we talk about the bigger picture, in terms of the investment as a whole, the leader is missing. Seema Malhotra, I've tackled her on numerous occasions, and she's just poo-pooed the idea, yes, 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 but nothing ever happens. My street, your streets are exactly the same, and what Councillor, Khalid Malik is asking is really about the investment, and the investment is not happening. So it's not happening from Seema, even though she comes around for your votes, and it's not happening from the leader, and he comes around for your votes.
Okay, moving on. Could I have this gentleman at the front here? Thank you for that. Thank you. Chap at the front, please. Got you. And then very big fella at the back as well. Right. Off you
Hi
go.
there. I live on the Brabazon estate, Johnson Road. We've had an issue in the past month, twice now, with a travelling community on the green. I'm just wondering, is there any possibility that you could maybe look into boulders like you've done on Bedfont Lane site?
Okay, that's fine. And I think I got a nod here from Councillor Malik, and he's aware of it, and he'll pick that up with you after the meeting. The gentleman right at the back, please. Who's got the mic? Matt?
Hi. Okay. I've been dealing with the projects on Heston Farm Estate, and I actually I've heard a lot of negativity and a political gain or whatever. But the fact of this, I actually want to say, instead of being negative, I want to say thank you to Hounslow Council, and I actually want to say thank you to the councillors, especially the chair, who actually has made a change on our estate, considering he's come along, he's made sure a lot of these projects are going forward. Everything that's been put down is also, it's happened, but I think that's probably just the way that we engage with council in a positive way, sit down, we follow it up, get a bit of a planner, write it down, log it, and so on. So with that being said, I actually want to say thank you to the council and to the councillors that have made that change. Mr. Bath, you was put down for a defibrillator to make a change, and you didn't, but yet Councillor Lau and some of the others did. With that being said, thank you to the rest of you. Okay, I have another.
Thank you very much for those positive comments. I also have another gentleman at the back there. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, hi. I'm a mother of this is something personal which I want to bring it to the attention of everybody. I'm a mother of a special needs child who is quite severe, who is very, very severe. I received PIP on a higher level, okay, both of them. And recently when I approached the council, I have been refused the council tax support. I have been sent out the bills, okay, and they are not even responding to my request, okay. I have gone through contact us page. I have wrote to them several times asking them why the bills has been sent to me, why the bills are so much.
Right.
And they are not
okay,
even...
excuse me. Please intercede.
Let me finish. Okay, let me finish because I have
was
started.
A matter.
Okay, and the bills are so much like £100,000. And when I asked the council, they don't want to help me. They don't want to help me. They said this is your financial problem. I'm sorry about this.
Thomas, if
really,
I can
I'm in
ask
tears.
you
I don't know
to...
where to go, where to ask for the support.
Okay, for the benefit of all the
Please
councillors
help me,
present,
whoever is here,
and
please
for the
help me. I'm
benefit
here.
of the residents here, I'm not curtailing the debate. I'm not trying to stop her from speaking her mind. But I spoke to this lady earlier on in the meeting, in which she told me about her personal circumstances, which were very, very serious. So I suggested to her that I will introduce her to her local councillors who can pick up the issues that she's presented on a one-to-one basis with the Cranford or the Heston West councillors. So that's something that I will honour and make sure she has the opportunity to discuss that with the local councillors to make some kind of inroad as to the problems she's facing. I don't think it will be relevant to this area forum that she discusses something like this in front of all. It's not relevant. I'm chairing the meeting, it's not relevant, and that's the way I'm going to proceed with this meeting. Now, do I have any other hands up for questions? Any? Right. Any other further questions? I've got another hand gone up there, and I've got a lady in the centre in a moment. So, gentleman on the left first, and then the lady over there.
I've been a committee member of Heston Action Group for 6 years.
Can I have some silence, please? Please allow other people to have their say. Do not disrupt the meeting. Just give it a moment. Just give. Thomas is trying to deal with this gentleman who's trying to disrupt the meeting. He's not interested in anybody's views apart from his own. He'll have an opportunity should he put his hand up.
Shall I continue?
Just one more moment. I think he's running out of steam.
It's not about putting someone down and patronising us. We're here because we care.
Okay, the question, please.
I was just going to say, I've been a committee member of Heston Action Group for 6 years. During that time, I've found the council to be supportive of what we're trying to do in Heston. I would also say that the fact that we now have Heston Action Group, Heston Repair Shop, Heston in the Loop is testament to that. I would say we have a low level of engagement in our community, so that's the challenge that we face. So I would ask people to get involved. I'm pleased that Mr. Councillor Mann has had his new tree installed outside your home.
if I can ask you a favour, Heston Action Group has been working with Hounslow Highways, where they have installed trees in some of the streets in Heston for the first time in generations. We are engaging with local residents to assist in keeping those trees watered. We have to do it in cooperation with the council. I don't expect the council to do everything. A community that works together will thrive. If we're constantly trying to work against the council, that's not productive, it's not constructive, and that's not what Heston Action Group is about. So please water your tree and come along to the next.
Will you take an intervention?
Yeah, let me just make the one last point. We have our next street event on the 11th of May in the Warren. So if you're free, please do put it in your diary to come along, and that applies to all of the councillors. Thank you.
Sorry.
Right. I'm going to now ask...
Aaron, can I just come back to that point?
You're an experienced councillor. Everything goes to the chair. You cannot intervene unless I give you the permission.
Okay.
I don't give you the permission to intervene.
All right. Okay.
I think I take on board what you said about the activities that have taken place over the years in the Heston and Cranford area. I think we are moving in the right direction. There's a lot more that can be done, but we all have to be very, very proactive about it and work in collaboration with one another. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes the council decisions may not be what you want, but it is going through a process of some description or another, and we get to where we are by working together. Now, I've got two more speakers. I've got that gentleman in the center, and I've got the lady. Oh, you're already there. So we'll take the lady first, and then we'll take the gentleman in the center, and there's a lady on the left as well. Before you start, sorry. Because of time constraints, we've only got another 10 to 15 minutes to go, so I'm not going to take anybody who's spoken before. All right? So I'm only going to take new speakers only. Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I raised this back in October. So Crosslands Avenue, we had the road surfaced some years ago. The speed humps were removed, but they were never replaced. So my understanding was it would be like for like, but that's not happened. So now we're getting people bombing up and down the street. Secondly, the refuse vehicles, when they come for the recycling, majority of it's on the roadside or in the middle of the road. They don't dispose of those containers correctly in the vehicle. So the contents are literally flying around in the street, which is just causing a hell of a lot of mess.
That's it? Okay, brilliant. Okay, yeah. So again, I do recall from the previous meetings about the resurfacing of Crosslands Avenue and how by doing such an activity, they may have made the street bumps that were there already no longer street bumps per se. And I think we did have somebody from Hounslow Highways come back to us with that, but I can check on that. The other thing about refuse vehicles and refuse collectors not perhaps doing their job as well as they should be doing and making a bit more of a mess than they should do. Yeah, it's regrettable, and we have obviously training programs in place and protocols in place to tackle that. But if residents inform us of those kind of things, we can look to tackle those and tackle the crews perhaps who are doing it more than others. But I think the main thing that also is these are also things that on a local basis that your local councillors can champion on your behalf. So if you have made this complaint per se to your local councillors, be it Amrit Man, because I think you've already discussed it with him, then, or myself, it's incumbent on us to follow that through. But having said that, we hopefully will try and get something on the next agenda regarding Hounslow Highways, because we're coming into the spring-summer season, and there will definitely be issues that they need to resolve before then, and I'm sure there'll be issues that you will bring to my attention about the street scene and the highways. So bear with us on that. Now, we've got 10 minutes left, so the gentleman in the center there, and the last two speakers, the lady over there and the lady over there. So, the gentleman in the center first, please. You had your hand up?
Yeah, please. May I
Yes, can we give the mic to them? That's fine, thank you.
Okay, so I've got two questions I want to ask. All of these private companies that get contracts with the council, why are they chosen? I'm suspicious that they're giving kickbacks to people in the council, and it's actually some kind of an exercise in passing money around. The other thing I want to know is, when we vote for councillors, or when we vote for an MP, who actually is in charge? Is it the local party whip that's in charge, the chief whip or whatever, or are the actual councillors allowed to freely represent the local constituents or the MPs? Who's in charge? Is it the whip in your party? In which case I believe your party's got serious issues, or is it the actual people that we've chosen as our councillors and our ministers? That's what I want to know. So basically, are people getting money back for being chosen and having contracts with the council from these private companies, so-called? And, I don't chuck anything away. I've got lots of rubbish in my house. I've got a tree that I've just cut. Where can I get rid of the debris from the tree? Anyway, so there's 2-3 parts to that question. There you are. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your questions. And regarding the tree, disposing of the tree, you can always take that to the local yard, I think it's Spaceway, and dispose of it there. The issue about democracy is another matter altogether, but as far as your local councillors here are concerned, and that's what we're talking about, we're talking about local representation in your areas, then yes, if you have any issues, then you need to bring those issues to our attention. Ideally, that's another matter. That's not a matter for this area forum about who's controlling what, and it's not a matter for this area forum. As the chair, I'm telling you, it's not a matter for this area forum, and I hope most of the residents here agree with me on that. Now, I'm going to move on to the last 2 speakers. We've got 10 minutes left, so I'm going to go to the lady in the back in the yellow, and there's a lady in the red, and those will be the last 2 speakers this evening.
Hello, hi. I want to ask about the Warren. So the Warren is quite a long road, and people drive so fast on there. Could we have speed breakers there, please? Because otherwise there's going to be an accident one day. So that's the Warren.
Hello.
Okay, that's noted regarding the Warren. Yep. Okay.
Because accident has been happened in the the street of that, because due to the speeding, and other issue is Heston Park. There are 8 equipment. Out of 8, 3 is not working more than like 2 months. Is somebody can have a look at there so that the equipment will be start working?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question.
That the Heston Park, there are 8 equipment, exercise equipment. 3 of that is not working more than 2 months.
Have you reported this to the council?
No, I have not. Just I came to here.
Chair. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So if you see me afterwards regarding the equipment in Heston Park, which is not working, yes, am I right? Okay, you see me afterwards on that. Right. There was a lady in the red at the back. Oh, there you move forward.
Keep missing me, so I've come to the front now. I don't want that. I'm going to be loud enough, so it's fine. Just want to speak to you. Then the live stream won't be do I need to be live? Okay, right. So I want to speak about 359 Vicarage Farm Road, which is just across here. I want to talk about the drunk men I have to encounter every day, the men who urinate there, the fly tipping that goes on, the 10 mattresses that were dumped outside of our block that we had to move because the council couldn't move it, the 4 years of emails that I've been sending to CEMA to get it sorted. It's not been sorted. I sent 9 emails out 2 weeks ago to Heston Ward, different men, people, whatever, in Heston Ward, and I got 3 emails back, right? 2 people are working on it. I've had Desmond from the council contact me and said he's been trying his best to try and get things sorted. There's no permanent fix for there. None of the men in those garages, in those shops, take anything seriously, and it is all men, people that I've had arguments with day in, day out about how I'm getting versed into because I'm a pedestrian, can't use the pavement because everybody parks there. I'm so sick of it that I've had to come here today because I have tried every single way to get this fixed. I'm one person constantly writing hours and hours of emails, and now I'm having to stand here and now go, bloody hell, the state of that, why has no one done anything about it? We're getting the public spaces, we deserve it. That is a council tax, bins are over there that we are paying for. We don't get any recycling because we're flats. We don't get any leaflets in our doorway for anything because we are not seen as, we're just leaseholders. We pay very expensive, council tax like everybody else. So I just don't understand that 10 years that I've been living there, why we still have not had a permanent fix 2359 Vicarage Farm Road, and why have not any of the shops been fined for all the disgusting waste? We've now got a meat shop there, and I've just walked past that bin, which is outside of our gate, and it stinks of rotting meat. Now, how are we supposed to deal with that every day? I can't sell my flat. I've had it's been on the market for 13 months, and people won't buy it, and they keep telling me, we love your flat, sorry, the location's really awful. We don't want to come here. We've got daughters. We don't want to bring them down this alleyway because all the pervs hang out there. Because that's what's happening, yeah? All the gamblers go there. All the alcoholics go there. You've got 4 off license in a parade of 5 shops. And you've got the betting shop. So please explain to me, why does this keep happening? Because if you go down Vicarage Farm Road the other way, you will find the same thing. More betting shops, more places for alcoholics to go. How is anyone supposed to get over anything if we're going to keep providing this for them? And it looks like we're in poverty in that alleyway. I'm speaking, darling. I don't need your help. So I'm sorry if this has all come a bit. I was not planning to come here. I came here because I was asked to come here.
It's okay. It's okay.
This is 10 years of dealing with that alleyway.
Chair.
Yeah, fire brigade, I've called them for all the burning, and the police for all the things that have gone on there, including drugs.
It's okay. It's absolutely okay for you.
Chair.
So this is what I was talking about earlier, right? So, by all means, I'll give you these are the things that you need to bring to our attention if they're failing, and okay. No, look, what do you want me to say? I mean, you've brought that to my attention now, and we are going to look into it. But I've also got Councillor Garwal here who wants to respond to what you had just said. So can I allow Councillor Garwal to please respond?
Okay. You sent me an email, and I responded to you within, say, a couple of minutes. And I spoke to you on the telephone, and then I came to see you. It was pouring down with rain. And you said you've been writing Seema Malhotra for so many years. And I said, okay, you should come to the councillors. So what I have done, and we councillors have done, is I've arranged a meeting on the 28th of this month. The meeting will take place here to resolve this problem regarding the shops, what's happening behind, and what's happening outside the entrance of your flats. So I will inform you for the meeting, and you're most welcome to come. See, every issue what you have mentioned will be addressed. We got the officers coming down, and certainly I'm very sure we will sort it out. Yeah.
We do have an action.
Right, thank you very much. That brings us to a close on the... I'm sorry we've run out of time. I need to finish off the items on the agenda. We're moving on to agenda item number 4, which is the minutes of the meeting held on the 8th of January. If I can ask councillors present to check the minutes and agree that they're a fair record of and representation of that meeting. All agreed? Yeah. Agreed, thank you very much. Agenda item number 5 is to do with the date of the next scheduled meeting, which is Monday, the 24th of June at 7:30 p.m. The venue, I assume, is to be still finalized, to be decided, so we'll let you know in due course on that. Agenda item number 6, ladies and gentlemen. Any other business from members? No? Fine. once again, can I thank you very much for attending this meeting, and I declare that this meeting is now finished. Thank you.